Honey, you're beautiful, sweet, clever, adorable, and I love you madly. It works.
Well, it doesn't work on me. But I love you. And that is the truth, the whole truth, and etc.
For generations, Bewitched sparkled on classic TV screens with magic, mischief, and mid-century suburban wonder. But beneath the sitcom's cheerful spells, some truly bizarre real-life stories swirled around the set. Here are 10 strange Bewitched secrets that might just surprise even die-hard fans. Number 1. Elizabeth Montgomery and Samantha shared a secret mark. Let's go back to the living rooms of the mid-60s, when black and white TVs flickered with the gentle mischief of Bewitched. Elizabeth Montgomery, who played Samantha, had a small, charming mole near her upper lip, a detail she shared with her character. While many shows back then would have rushed to conceal such a mark, the producers of Bewitched let it shine in every close-up. Some called it coincidence, but others whispered that it fit too perfectly, a real-life witch's mark worn by the wise and wonderful Samantha. The mole became one of those tiny details that fans could point to and say, maybe the magic is real. Whether it was makeup laziness or a sly wink to in-the-know viewers, the debate lingers all these years later. In 1964, TV wasn't bothered with high-definition perfection. Maybe it's that little imperfection, let loose and left alone, that made Samantha feel just a touch more magical. Number 2. Agnes Moorehead wore her own clothes. Sequins catching the light, silks swirling through the room. No one made an entrance quite like Endora. But here's the secret only insiders knew. That wasn't just TV magic. It was Agnes Moorehead's personal flair woven right into Bewitched. The Hollywood wardrobe racks never wowed her. She declared the studio's picks too plain, and decided Endora deserved better. So, in every Technicolor episode aired on ABC from 1964 through the early 70s, Moorehead's own capes, bold scarves, and unmistakable accessories transformed Endora into television's most glamorous witch. Her vivid greens, purples, and dazzling brooches weren't studio issue. They came straight from her own closet, setting her apart from any spellcaster American viewers had seen. Moorehead's confidence radiated through every outfit, giving Endora an eccentricity and vibrancy that became her trademark. Whenever Endora swept into Darren and Samantha's living room, you could sense the marriage of actress and character in every flutter of jewel-toned caftan. The result? A pop of magic and mischief that lingers, still casting a glamour over sitcom witches today. Number 3. The Bewitched house has a surprising fate. You can almost picture Samantha's twitching nose as you spot that cheerful white house, even decades after Bewitched first charmed TV screens in 1964. Here's the secret. The Stevens' magical suburban home wasn't just a set for spells and laughs. It's a survivor. Long after Elizabeth Montgomery and Dick York wrapped their last scene, that iconic facade lived on the Warner Brothers ranch in Burbank. Over the decades, eagle-eyed, viewers have seen it pop up in The Partridge Family, its porch bustling with a very different brood. Even the Marvel Universe got in on the act, with the house making subtle cameos in WandaVision. The bricks and wood have witnessed decades of television history and trend, adapting seamlessly as eras and genres changed. For fans with a sharp eye and a knack for nostalgia, spotting Samantha and Darren's front porch in new stories feels like reuniting with an old friend. That doorstep isn't just a backdrop, it's a time capsule, quietly reminding us that TV magic never really fades. Next, we'll see how TV history can surprise us in places we least expect. Number 4. Aunt Clara's doorknob obsession was actress-based. The clink of glass and brass often marked Aunt Clara's entrances on Bewitched, but her delightful doorknob obsession was more than just a character quirk. In reality, Marion Lorne, the beloved actress behind Aunt Clara, was an avid collector of vintage doorknobs. The show's writers took notice and wove her real passion into the very fabric of the series. Instead of props department replicas, Aunt Clara would appear in scenes clutching rare, gleaming knobs, fresh from Marion's personal trove. It was like a treasure hunt each week, with new heirlooms popping up in episodes from the earliest days in 1964. This eccentric detail turned Aunt Clara into one of television's most lovable oddballs. The doorknob hobby not only gave her character authenticity, but also served as a subtle tribute to the simple joys that make people unforgettable. Next time you hear the gentle thud of antique metal, you might just think of Aunt Clara and the charm that turned every scene golden. Number 5. Larry Tate's baby vanished without explanation. Picture this. It's season 2 of Bewitched in 1965, and suddenly the Tate family grows by 1. Larry and Louise introduce baby Jonathan to the world, a rare glimpse of home life for the show's fast-talking advertising exec. But just as quickly as he appeared, Jonathan vanished without a trace. No goodbyes, no teary farewells, not even a tossed-off line from his chatty parents. After a handful of episodes, Larry and Louise returned to their childless ways, focusing on dinner parties and Darren's latest advertising mishap. For sharp-eyed fans, the baby's disappearance was a weird and silent riddle. Network executives and writers decided off-screen that sitcom dynamics worked better without a fussy infant, shelving Jonathan for simpler, adult-driven stories. It left viewers to wonder, whatever happened to the Tate's bouncing boy, and why did the world of Madison Avenue just pretend he never existed? Sometimes in TV magic, the oddest things are the ones never explained. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever spot a TV show plotline that just disappeared? Or remember a character who seemed to vanish overnight? Share your funniest or most confusing TV mysteries with us below. Your memory lane stories deserve the spotlight too. Number 6. Elizabeth Montgomery's nose wiggle was invented on the spot. It started with nerves on a bright studio morning. There was no special effect, no elaborate camera trick in the script. When viewers first saw Samantha Stevens wiggle her nose in Bewitched back in 1964, they had no idea they were witnessing an improvisation that would ripple through pop culture. Elizabeth Montgomery, playing the beloved suburban witch, invented the nose twitch right there during the pilot episode. A small, subtle quirk prompted not by magic, but by stage jitters. Little did she know, her spontaneous move would become one of TV's most legendary gestures. Almost instantly, kids across America, whether in living rooms or on playgrounds, tried to replicate Montgomery's enchanting twitch. There were even Halloween parties where everyone wanted to be Samantha, nose at the ready. That unscripted moment didn't just change how magic looked on screen. It captured an entire era's sense of playful wonder, and with a tiny, nervous motion, Bewitched cast its spell on a generation. Number 7. Dick York's real-life collapse changed TV history. The 5th season of Bewitched brought a twist no spell could undo. On a day that started like any other in 1969, Dick York, who played the ever-flustered Darren Stevens, collapsed right on set, the weight of years of back pain finally too much. Production stopped cold as York was rushed to the hospital. He never returned. Suddenly, television's favorite mortal husband was gone without warning. The crew, scrambling to keep the magic alive, cast Dick Sargent to step into the role with barely an explanation. Imagine tuning in and, overnight, Darren has a whole new face. The kind of swap only true fans questioned, searching for answers in reruns and TV magazines. York's sudden departure left Bewitched forever marked by a jarring change, turning a real-life crisis into one of TV's most memorable recasts. As we shift on, there's more to this show than just switched Darrens. Next, the magic gets even stranger. Number 8. Samantha's mother was nearly a totally different character. Endora could have cast a very different spell on Bewitched. Early drafts of the show had Samantha's magical mother named Pandora, with powers and a personality meant to chill even the bravest mortals. Producers were considering a much darker force, a villain through and through. But when Agnes Moorehead stepped into the swirling mists of sitcom history in 1964, she knew Endora had to be more than one-note wickedness. She urged the creative team to let Endora smuggle wit and comedy into her mischief. The result was television alchemy. Moorehead's Endora dazzled with her flamboyant caftans, arch one-liners, and that unforgettable purple eyeshadow. Her character became the ultimate mother-in-law, not just a nemesis, but a scene-stealing force who charmed as much as she tormented. Bewitched fans soon couldn't imagine the show without her. Sometimes a single actor's vision can change a character the world thinks it knows. It's a reminder that even a brush of purple eyeshadow can turn TV history on its head, beckoning us toward the next spellbound secret. Number 9. The laugh track vanished. Sometimes. Suddenly the room falls silent. On Bewitched, your usual chorus of canned laughter faded away more often than you'd think. In episodes with heavier drama or a supernatural chill, like Season 3's Charlie Harper winner from 1967, the producers ditched the laugh track. Their goal? A mood more mysterious, more real. But something strange happened. Fans sitting at home found the quiet unsettling, almost eerie. The sitcom's familiar rhythm depended on that background giggle, like the audience was there with you every Thursday night. When it vanished, the tension climbed. No cue told you when to laugh or relax, just Samantha twitching her nose in silence. It was an experiment in mood that gave Bewitched a distinct edge over its sitcom peers, even if it risked making nightly living rooms feel just a little emptier. The absence of laughter was, in its own way, a bold choice, one that changed how viewers experienced the world of magic and mayhem on Morning Glory Circle. And in that silence, the show's supernatural secrets felt more real than ever. Next, something even stranger is brewing on set. Number 10. The original Dick still shows up. There's something uncanny about flipping through reruns of Bewitched and catching a glimpse of both Darrens cropping up as if by magic. Dick York, the first Darren, brought his signature nervous charm to the Stevens household, even while managing chronic pain from a debilitating back injury suffered before joining the show. By 1969, though, it became too much, and York had to leave. Enter Dick Sargent. Suddenly, Darren's face changed, but the world of suburban witchcraft rolled on. The truly bizarre detail? For several episodes after the switch, old York footage and credit shots still appeared, tucked into syndicated reruns and opening sequences. Attentive fans in the 1970s and 1980s became amateur detectives, scanning for these fleeting glimpses, where both Darrens seemed to share the same universe. It was a trick only TV magic could pull off. In those odd little moments, Bewitched gave us a surreal treat, a double take baked into pop culture memory. On to the next sleight of hand hiding in plain sight.